Life is full of challenges. There will be moments when it feels like everything is against you, when the ground beneath your feet seems to be slipping away. These moments, however painful, hold the potential for tremendous growth. Resilience isn't just about getting back up. It's about rising stronger, wiser, and more determined. Stoicism teaches us the art of resilience. It shows us how to endure hardship with grace and turn obstacles into opportunities. In this video, we'll explore how Stoic principles can help you develop resilience. We'll break down essential lessons that will guide you in cultivating mental strength, emotional control, and the ability to rebuild stronger when life knocks you down. Lesson 1. Understand your brain's plasticity. To become more resilient, we must first learn how our brain works. A process called neuroplasticity makes the brain able to change and adjust. The brain is a very interesting organ. Neuroplasticity means that our brains can change how they are organized and make new neural connections in reaction to what we learn, what we experience, and what we face. To be resilient, you need to be able to change. When we go through hard times, our brains can rewire themselves to help us deal with them, learn from them, and grow from them. A lot of people think that their personalities, habits, and how they feel are always the same. That was not true for the Stoics. You can train your mind just like you can train your body, they knew. We can change the way we think by being disciplined and taking time to think. If you want to be resilient, you need to change the way you think about things. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Because the brain is plastic, we can change how we react to problems. This means that we can adapt and grow, no matter how hard things may seem. When things are hard, remember yourself that your brain can change. You can change the way you think and act in ways that make you better when things go wrong. The first step is to believe that change is possible. If you believe in neuroplasticity, you'll understand that failures are temporary and just chances for your brain to learn and grow. You start to see struggle as fuel for growth when you know how your brain can change. You stop being afraid of failing and start seeing it as an important part of your journey. This change in viewpoint is a key part of becoming more resilient because it lets you face life's challenges not with fear but with interest and a sense of purpose. Lesson 2. Learn to take a step back from your emotions. Stoicism says that one of the most important things you can do is take a step back from your feelings. When things are really bad, it's simple to feel angry, scared, or sad. Stoics, on the other hand, thought that even though feelings are normal, they shouldn't run our lives. Being resilient means taking charge of your feelings instead of letting them control you. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, wrote a lot about how important it is to keep your feelings separate. As he wrote in his journal, which is now called Meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This message stresses that we can't always change what happens to us, but we can change how we feel about it. Emotional control is needed for resilience. When we're having a hard time, our first reaction might be to act without thinking, whether that means giving in to sadness or lash out in anger. But real power comes from being able to stop, think, and act wisely. In this case, the Stoic habit of being mindful comes in handy. Being aware of your feelings without getting caught up in them helps you make decisions based on logic instead of emotion. Another way to get a better view is to take a step back from your feelings. A lot of the time, our first feelings make things worse and make problems seem bigger than they really are. By taking a step back, you can look at the problem with a clearer head and come up with a better, more thoughtful way to solve it. This practice doesn't mean keeping your feelings inside. Stoicism is not about not having any feelings. It's about controlling them well. By getting good at this skill, you strengthen your mental strength and can handle life's storms with more poise and strength. Remember that being resilient doesn't mean not having any feelings. It means being able to handle them and make decisions that help you grow instead of making you hurt more. Lesson 3. Find strength in tough experiences. One of the most important things that Stoicism teaches is that hard times are both necessary and useful. People usually think of hard times as bad and try to avoid them at all costs. Stoicism, on the other hand, tells us to change how we think about these hard things. The Stoics thought that trouble was what made us, not what broke us. One of the great Stoic thinkers, Seneca, said, "Difficulty makes the mind stronger, just as work makes the body stronger." The idea that problems are chances to grow is summed up in this strong sentence. We have the chance to become stronger, more durable, and more resilient when we go through hard times. Stoicism tells us to face our problems head-on instead of avoiding them. Every hard thing we go through changes us and teaches us important lessons we wouldn't learn if things were always easy. Think back to the worst times in your life. Did they make you weaker or stronger when they were over? Most likely, going through those hard times helped you learn new things, see things from different angles, and get to know yourself better. This is the power of resilience, using hard times to make you better. Love of fate, or amor fati, is a Stoic practice that tells us to see everything that happens to us as a chance to grow. You get better when you stop fighting the problems that come up in life and instead welcome them. We are shaped into the people we are meant to be in the fires of hardship. To become more resilient, you need to change the way you think. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" This simple shift in viewpoint can help you find strength in even the worst things that happen to you. Remember that being resilient doesn't mean escaping problems. It means using them to your advantage and seeing them as chances to learn more about yourself and grow. Lesson 4. Break down what went wrong. Being resilient doesn't mean just getting through problems without thinking about them. We need to figure out what went wrong in order to really get stronger again. It's easy to feel defeated when things go wrong or plan doesn't work out. Stoicism, on the other hand, says that every mistake is a chance to learn. By taking down what went wrong, we can learn useful lessons that will help us not do the same things again. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, pushed people to think about themselves in this way. He thought that we could become better people by looking at what we do. "The life that is not examined is not worth living," he famously said. We have to be ready to think about our experiences, good and bad, if we want to become more resilient. This doesn't mean we should think about our mistakes all the time or be too hard on ourselves. Instead, it's about being honest about what happened, finding ways to make things better, and making a plan for how to move forward. How could I have done something different when something went wrong? What did I have power over and what did I not? How can I be smarter the next time I'm in a similar situation? This process of thinking about things helps you see things more clearly and learn from them. It takes away the emotional charge of the situation to break down what went wrong. Bad feelings like shame, guilt, or anger can make it hard to deal with when we fail. But if you look at the situation with a critical eye, you can separate your feelings from the situation and focus on what really matters, learning and growing. Concentrating on what you can change and letting go of the rest is at the heart of Stoicism. Being resilient doesn't mean not failing, it means learning from it. There is a chance to get better after every failure, but only if you think about what went wrong. Getting into the habit of reflecting on yourself will make you stronger because you'll always be finding better ways to deal with life's problems. Lesson 5. Sometimes you have to destroy to rebuild. Time and again, the old has to go away so that the new can come in. This thought is at the heart of both Stoicism and resilience. We hold on to habits, relationships, or ways of thinking that aren't helping us anymore. We stop our growth when we do this. Being ready to let go of things that don't work is important if we want to really get stronger when we get back on our feet. For the Stoics, change was an inevitable part of life. He said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." So being resilient doesn't mean fighting change. It means welcoming it. Taking down old mental, emotional, or physical systems to make room for something better is sometimes part of this. Think about how things get fixed up after a natural disaster. The broken buildings have to be taken down before the new, better ones can be built. When it comes to personal growth, the same rule holds. Sometimes, old ideas, habits, or relationships need to be broken down so that better ones can take their place. We have to go through this painful process in order to grow. Being resilient means being brave enough to get rid of things that don't help you, even if it's hard. This could mean ending a bad relationship, switching jobs, or facing deeply held beliefs that are stopping you. You have to accept that letting go of the past is sometimes the only way to get stronger and grow. This process of tearing down and remaking is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. To see that something isn't working and do something about it takes a lot of strength. The Stoics knew that being truly resilient doesn't mean holding on to what you know, but rather having the guts to accept change, even if it makes you feel bad. Lesson 6. Make habits that you do every day. Not being able to give up takes time. Over time, strong habits that you do every day will make your mind, body, and spirit stronger. It was very important to the Stoics that habits worked. They knew that the things we do over and over again make us who we are. Aristotle, a philosopher who had a big impact on Stoicism, said, "We are what we repeatedly do." By extension, this means that excellence is not an act, but a habit. Building daily habits that help your mind stay clear, your emotions stay in check, and your body gets stronger is important for building resilience. This could include things like meditation, writing in a notebook, working out, or setting aside time to think about yourself. These habits give you the mental and emotional strength to deal with the tough things that life throws at you. Practicing thanks is one of the best ways to make yourself stronger. The Stoics thought that we can find happiness and peace within ourselves by focusing on what we have instead of what we don't have. Being grateful changes our thinking from one of lack to one of plenty, which helps us become strong when bad things happen. Take a moment every day to think about the little things you are thankful for. This easy habit can have a huge effect on how resilient you are generally. The Stoic habit of negative thinking is another strong habit. This means picturing the worst-case scenario, not to be scared, but to get your mind and heart ready for difficulties. When you think about the chance of failure or hardship ahead of time, it has less of an effect on your emotions when it does happen. This practice makes you stronger by teaching you to stay calm and collected, even when things are unclear. Resilience is built on the habits we do every day. When you work out your muscles regularly, they get stronger. The same is true for your mind and heart. It's important to start small and keep going. This will help you become stronger over time so you can handle the tough things that life throws at you. Lesson 7. Learn how to calm down. It's not just in your mind or heart that resilience exists. It's also in your body. Our bodies have a fight or flight response when we are under a lot of worry or trouble. In some cases, this response is helpful, but too much stress can hurt our health and make it harder to get over problems. That's why learning how to calm your body down is so important for being strong. The Stoics knew that being physically healthy was important for keeping your mind clear and your emotions in check. They pushed for activities that helped people feel calm and in control. Deep breathing is one of these things. Your breathing gets shallow and quick when you're worried or overwhelmed, which can make your anxiety worse. When you breathe deeply and mindfully, you trigger your body's relaxation reaction, which calms your nervous system. Progressive muscle relaxation is another way to calm your body. All you have to do is consciously tense and then rest each group of muscles in your body. This practice makes you feel calmer and less tense, which makes it easier to deal with problems when your mind is clear. The Stoics also said that exercise was important for staying strong. Being active can help lower stress, boost your happiness, and give you more energy. You can handle life's problems better when your body is strong and healthy. On top of these things, staying hydrated, eating healthy foods, and getting enough sleep are all important for keeping your body strong. As long as you take good care of your body, you can handle challenges with more power and clarity. It's not enough to have a strong thought to be resilient. You also need a strong body. You can handle tough situations better and get back on your feet stronger if you learn how to calm your body down when you're stressed. Lesson 8. Embrace uncertainty. Embracing doubt is the last lesson in building resilience, and it may be the hardest. No matter how well we plan or get ready, there will always be things we don't know. The Stoics thought that if we want to be truly resilient, we need to learn to accept and even welcome this uncertainty. Not things themselves that bother us, but how we think about them. As Epictetus said, in other words, it's not confusion itself that stresses us out, but how we try to deal with it. We cause ourselves needless pain when we try to control things that we can't. Stoicism tells us to let go of things we can't change and focus on the things we can. To be resilient, you need to be able to deal with changes. Being okay with the fact that we don't always know what will happen is what this means. You have to learn to be open and flexible, and know that you have the strength to handle whatever life throws at you. The Stoic idea of amor fati, or love of fate, tells us to accept everything that happens, good or bad. We become more peaceful and strong when we stop fighting uncertainty and instead accept it as a normal part of life. If you accept that you don't know what will happen, you can stop being afraid of it. You shift your attention from thinking about things you can't change to focusing on what you can do right now. This change in how you think is very important for growing resilience because it gives you more calm, clarity, and strength to deal with life's challenges. In the end, resilience is not something you are born with. It is something you build up by practicing regularly and changing the way you think. You can become more resilient to life's challenges by understanding how your brain changes, learning to control your emotions, finding strength in hard times, thinking about what went wrong, accepting that things need to be destroyed and rebuilt, making daily habits, relaxing your body, and embracing uncertainty. Stoicism gives you timeless advice that can help you not only get through hard times, but also grow because of them.